Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to get my... Okay, we are live almost everywhere. TikTok's not quite up just yet, but we're getting on there. And we're going. All right, so now it should be working again. Thank you. Oh, that's definitely not where you're supposed to go. But that works. Hello, everybody. Ooh, thank you, Luca, for the jewels. I appreciate that. All right. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day, am I right? That's what we're here to talk about. It's Sunday and it's fun day. Oh, well, I'll still say thank you, Luca. So thank you. I'm gonna move some things around in a second on the screen. Or more like my camera. Ah. All right. There we go. I hope I didn't do that. Doo-da-doo-da. Yeah, that's actually... All right. How's everyone been doing? Has everybody been having a good Sunday? It's been a day. Who is going to do something to save our country? What are we saving our country from, Dean Bean? I am curious. Hi, everybody coming in over on TikTok. I think... I don't know why. Let me see. Update settings. Okay. There we go. Oi, why'd that happen? That was weird. So, of course, bombs are dropping again. Everywhere else. You bought Melania coins? What? That's so confusing. That was just a little bit too far back there. Hi, everybody. Sorry, guys. Chris likes to sit at my computer when I'm not using it, and then I have to readjust my entire life story here. It's very fun and annoying. High logic. But we had a bunch of subs in here first. We had Luca, Rosa, No Name, Bar Deforge, Heavensley, Hank of the Hill, Ryu, Joseph, and Sean. Hi, everybody. Welcome in over on YouTube. I need to make this... I actually am not even sure I like this up here. Okay. We're going to put it over here. And you as well. Okay. 1 second, guys. We'll do that. Okay. So for those that are coming in, and I'm sure you have not seen it on my TikTok yet, and that's fine because I just like posted it. But one of the great things about our wonderful, wonderful United States of America and the Republican Party, holla, JK, is that they care so much. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Y'all weren't supposed to be hearing that. They care so much about human life and about kids being born that they don't want to feed the kids. So there's all of that still going on. So we know that. Yeah. Oh, Kaj, I just don't tan. I don't I don't know if you realize this, Kaj. So Kaj is like, ma'am, no apostrophe in the middle. You, just the letter, should get comma, 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 out hyphen side, comma, 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 and get some sunshine, comma, 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 comma. You, the letter, look unhealthy. I don't tan. My body doesn't have the ability to process melanin. And then we have dot, 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 dot. You, the letter U, must, comma, 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 be a slow reader, comma, 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 comma. I mean, perhaps if you actually just use any kind of proper English sentence structure, you would actually know how to write any of that down. Okay, Chris. So I'm just reading them out loud how you typed it out. So if you people don't want to believe me, I can show it for the class. It's not difficult to show how horribly you type things. So yeah. Dot 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 comma 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 dot 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 comma 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 ma'am, no apostrophe, dot, 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 speed reading, dot, 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 might increase, you are, the letter you are, intelligence, the and sign, comprehension. Again, if you had anything that you actually use to write anything that made a semblance of a sentence, you would be okay, but we'll just put that up here. So this is what I'm supposed to be able to read. Very clear English, right? Hold on, I got one more. It's got to put it up on the screen too. Hello. Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to read this and just understand exactly what it says, because this is great English. This is, of course, they're not, Hector. They almost never are. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is great English. And you see what I mean? He did a really good job. And sorry, because you don't actually, that's not the use of commas. Out hyphen side is not how you do that at all. Well, it's not even about being a grammar police, Uncle Creeper. It's just about trying to make sense of what this sentence says, right? And having a modicum of intelligence. Oh, wait, it gets better. Hold on. It gets better. I just want you guys to remember, as you see this change on the screen, this person knows exactly how to do this. Dot, 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 it, comma, S for effect. Effect. I'm just sorry. I am going to just point it out. Say and not, are you talking about chameleon? Is that better for you? I don't know, Neely, if someone asked if they were typing upside down. I guess maybe. I can't play the song, Oya, that's the problem, and you know that. Oh, wait, see, guys, I know you guys think this is for my entertainment now. I'm playing with my food here, so bear with me, guys. This gets better. Oh, man, y'all are doing great. We're doing so well, guys. Are you, the letter U, a teacher, comma, 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 and indoctrinates children to be socialists, question mark, upside down, question mark? Are we doing okay? chameleon. Listen, I agree. English is difficult, okay? English is difficult, all right? But, see the upside down question mark, you use that at the beginning of the sentence. You don't use that at the end of the sentence, all right? I truly, truly, truly hope that helps. And we're gonna say, we're just gonna do it that. Oh, wait, here we go. This is even better. Hold on. Because I just brought this up. Yeah. We'll put this one up here as well. All right, we got one more. When one speaks perfect Spanish, one likes the beauty of upside down question mark. Well, if that was the case, you would absolutely know that the upside down question mark gets utilized at the beginning of the sentence, not at the end, after a correct side up, like the American question mark. Well, I guess we'll put it that way. What is the new sound that I made, Crystal? I mean, I'm just pointing that out. Like if that was true, you would again know that the upside down question mark goes at the beginning of the sentence. So can we screenshot these and have them on a t-shirt? That's kind of funny, Noni. Hi. Also, W Capo over in the landscape for sending out 10 gifted 10 gifted subs. I do appreciate that oh so much. All right, well, I'm tired of playing with my food. They're boring now. And that's not an excuse to utilize a comma in place of a ... Yeah, that next one. I'm so glad I actually stopped. Chameleon. Okay, stop it. Guys, don't make me do it. Okay. I'm kidding. You're making me do it anyways. You're not making me do anything. I did it for funds, apparently. W again to Capo for sending out the gifted memberships. Oh, that is way too high up here. There we go. I do appreciate that so much. And then Sean says, English are good. Me like Merca, but Biden. Yeah, that actually, I'm not putting their next chat up on the screen, Sean, but I did happen to read it and it reads about that way. So we have that. All right, guys, as we are getting this started, I know I've been on already for a couple of minutes, but as we're getting this started, if you are new here and you haven't already hit that follow or that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. If you still support Donald Trump or you happen to still be a Republican/conservative, go ahead and call the number on the screen. Oopsie, hold on. One number is correct and one number is wrong. Oopsie daisy. I didn't have it right on both screens. There we go. My bad, guys. There we go. We have the number correct on both screens now. Here we go. And we have our lovely, lovely call screener screening calls today. So if you guys see what is up on the screen as well as far as a little daily goal, I want to let you guys know that is because that is to pay for the call screening program that I utilize and to pay for the call screener themselves. So don't make her labor free. Try not to make my labor free. I would appreciate that so much. And well, Kat, Kev, you can call in onto the number. I'm not responding to your comments. Yeah, that's how that works. And as well, if you guys are watching over on YouTube, friendly reminder that if you want to insult me and you want me to read it out loud and like want me to verbalize your insult, it is going to have to be for more than $5. Really, realistically, it should be 10. So yeah, if you want me to read your verbal insult out loud, it would be $10 or more. Dylan, Tuesday. Always on Tuesday nights. Always on Tuesday nights. I mean, I read out almost all of these other ones, right? So it's just that. I read every other one, but if you want to insult me, then you got to send me 10. If you want me to verbalize your insult, you got to send me 10. So there is that. But if you want to have a conversation with me, period, you got to call the number above my head. That's all. We are not answering questions from the chat, and we are not taking up TikTok guests. I haven't done that in a long, long time, and I'm sticking to it because TikTok guests are strange, to put it nicely. They're strange. They're very, very strange. Exactly, Barforge. That should be exactly what they do. We're gonna go ahead and you already did it. Good job, Neely. Doing great. You can. You're just not doing it, so it's not there. We're not reading that. I was gonna do it anyways. I don't mind if people insult me, Thomas. I don't really care, but if you want me to read it out loud, then you should pay more to have it read. Thank you, Super Chat, for the flow state. And then we also had, wait, there was one more. Oh, and Alan sent one too. That's why I saw it stay up there for so long. Thank you guys so much for, what are those are called again? My brain. Oh, no, I missed it, Oya. I'll have to see that on the replay. Thank you so much for the Fox Legend. I'll see it on the replay. I'm not going to ask you to send it again. I will watch it on the replay. Thank you so much. I love that gift when it pops up. I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right. We have Armand in Washington.
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
Hello? Yeah, I'm 21.
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's he done so far to earn your continued support?
Well, I just think that some of his policies are good, specifically like immigration, for example.
Okay. In what way has Donald Trump's immigration policy positively affected the United States of America, different from any other president?
Well, I think that like Trump recognizes that like a lot of the places where people immigrate from to the U.S.
Oh,
right,
okay.
like their foundational belief system doesn't align. Yeah.
Okay, so
Hello?
how has Trump's immigration policy positively affected the United States of America differently than with any other president?
Yeah, I was answering that question. So I think that he recognizes that people that the countries and like specifically the religions that people adopt from the countries that they're coming from don't align with our American values.
Okay, so there has been no positive effect, but sorry, there's been no positive effect
That's
then
what
from Donald Trump's. Sir, your
no, I'm
connection
saying
is horrible. By the way, I don't know if it's because you have something playing in the background or you're in a very empty room, but you keep going close to your phone, away from your phone, close to your phone, away from your phone.
Wait, hello, is this
There we
better?
go. So much better, infinitely better.
Okay.
So what
Yeah, so
exactly
I
is
was
the
just saying,
positive impact that we've experienced?
okay, I'll just say it again then. So I
No,
think that like
no. I've heard your statement. You're talking about religions and banning people. I'm asking, what is the positive impact that we've experienced?
well, specifically not letting people that adopt these values come into the country protects people from our country.
So
Like
no positive impact that's been experienced.
is it though when there's religions out there that oppress women and LGBTQ people, and when we bring them into the country,
We oppress them
they oppress
here.
our
We
women?
oppress them in the United States of America under this administration, sir.
Really?
Yes.
So you think that like, okay, so what's better, a gay person being here or being in like Iran?
I wouldn't know. I'm not in Iran.
Really? Because in
And it's
Iran, I'm
just
pretty sure
your
they
bigoted
hang them for
shushies,
being gay.
shushies, shushies. It's your own bigoted beliefs that you have automatically an assumption on what Iran does. When was the last time you were in Iran?
Last time I was in Iran?
Yeah.
2018.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't really use that against me. I know that
Mm-hmm.
they
You
kill
know, from
LGBTQ
what
folks.
you've seen, yeah. See, there's no way to believe that unless you were to show me your
Google it.
passport. I'm not talking
Google
about
that.
what
Google if they
I'm
kill
not talking
LGBTQ
about
people or
that.
not.
You're not listening. Well, I'm sorry. I said there's no way for me to believe that unless you show me your passport. What would that have to do with
Why would I
Google? I
show you
can
my
Google your
passport?
passport. I can Google your passport to know
No,
that
I'm
you
saying
visited.
Google if they. I'm
Sorry, no,
saying
no, no.
Google if
Hold
they
on, hold
kill
on.
gay people.
Yeah, that, see, because you weren't listening to anything that I was saying. So now you're basically telling me that I can Google your passport and see exactly where you've been and the stamps on your passport. So that's all available online
That's
on
not what I'm
Google?
saying.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's not what I'm saying. No, no.
perhaps if you would stop and listen to comprehend instead of just listening to respond, you would actually hear the questions that I'm asking you instead of you interrupting in the middle of the question and answering what you think you heard.
So I can't prove if I'm from Iran or not.
Yeah,
I
you
can't, but
can't.
I would leak
hmm
information of myself. Why would I do that?
I'm not encouraging you to, but I'm saying that I don't have to believe you when you say these things. Like, I've been to
Okay,
Iran
that's
in
fine. If you don't,
2018. That's fine, sir. Like, you can make that claim. I can also say that I was in Russia in 2018, but that doesn't make it true.
that's
So
fine. But
that's
you
all
know
I'm
what
saying.
could be true?
But so
If you
are you
can.
part of the LGBTQIA plus community?
No, 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 no.
No, no, no. Then why are you acting like you care? Because I guarantee you don't, especially if you voted for Donald J. Trump, and especially if you still support Donald J. Trump in the year of our Lord
Okay, well,
2026.
do you care about kids in Gaza if you're not a kid in Gaza?
Oh no, I'm asking
Kind
you
of
about the
like what kind of
community.
logic is that?
Like, no, no. See, there's something. See, do you see how you cut me off again and you didn't hear what I said? I said, especially if you voted for Donald Trump or still support Donald Trump. Do you not understand the correlation?
Well, I
Do you
do
see
because
how
I
I have that
understand
on
that
there?
people that voted for. Wait, wait. Now you're cutting me off.
Oh, yes, it's my show. I'm allowed to. I control this
Oh,
show,
okay,
not
okay,
you.
okay. All right. So I understand that people that voted for Trump aren't like they don't support the LGBTQ community, but I do, and I give
Oh,
you the
no, your
reasons
vote
for
says
why. Like,
otherwise. No, sir, your vote says otherwise. When you are voting and you are actively still supporting someone that is demonizing an entire community within our population of the United States of America, you are no longer an ally. You are no longer an accomplice. You are the problem.
okay, so do you want to Google if Iran kills gay people or not? Or are you just gonna keep
Sir,
dodging it?
I've never once said that I am in support of Iran or what they do there. Do you see how you're arguing a point that you're bringing up yourself and you're making up your own boogeyman with
I'm
your
just,
own argument? You're literally
I just
arguing
wanted to.
with yourself because I've never made that statement. So you throwing it out there has nothing to do with it. And we've had Iranian immigrants within the United States for decades. This isn't anything new. They've existed here, they've immigrated here. Someone being Muslim is not the end of the world just because you seem to have some kind of Islamophobia within there. I don't care. Again, you're arguing a point against yourself because I never once said that I supported Iran. I was asking you at the very beginning of this, what positive effect has Donald Trump's immigration policy had on the United States of America? And you've been so far unable to equivocate that.
So the reason I was telling you to Google it is because I was trying to prove
See,
that
you're
like
literally
my own
so
personal
no,
experience.
what you're doing? Cool. So what you're doing now, and now you've been muted for a second, okay? What you're doing is you are only listening in order to know when you can respond. You didn't understand anything that I just said. I even repeated my earlier question, and you're going back to your own point that I never said that I was in support of the Iranian government or what they do to their people. You are not listening to comprehend or have a conversation. So when I bring you back off mute, I would actually like you to try this again, equivocate. What specifically has Donald Trump done with his immigration policy that has been a positive impact on the United States?
Okay, so I was just responding point by point, right?
And you're not doing it again. No, you were making up an argument with yourself, right? You made up an argument with yourself, acting as though you had a pronotion starting off that I'm somehow in support of Iran. And so you made up the points saying that, well, do you know what they do to gay people in Iran? Like, that's not my point. I'm not in support of them. Cool. Great. Also, there are gay Muslims. Like, this isn't hard to figure out. So, this is now going to be a binary question. Has Donald Trump, hold on. Are you capable of having a conversation with me? Yes or no?
Are you gonna say the question? Because I'm waiting.
Oh, I mean, I already did. Were you not listening at all?
I'm waiting for the yes or no question.
I already
yes,
asked it.
I
literally already did.
Question?
Oh, okay, great. So you don't know how to answer a yes or no question because it took you an additional 20 seconds to get there.
Yes.
Yeah, it took you an additional 20 seconds to get there. Awesome. Cool. So what positive impact has Donald Trump's immigration policy had on the United States of America? Be specific.
You can hear me, right? Hello? You can hear me, right? Are you there? Host, hello? Hello? Are you there, or what's going on? Wait, oh, okay. I saw the live. You're just waiting. Okay. So the positive impact that it's had, two things I'd say. One, it's protecting vulnerable communities in the United States from being oppressed against other groups of people. And two, it's protecting and restraining the demographic shift that's happening in the country as well. That's what I'd say. Those are the two positive things.
Prove it. Without bringing up another country that's not here, prove it.
Prove it? Well, you can look at the numbers. There's a record low. Well, which point are you referring to? The first one or the second one?
Prove that Trump's immigration policy is protecting the vulnerable class in America.
Yeah, there's been less recorded crimes. You can look this up too. There's been less recorded crimes.
Crime was already on a decline, just so you're aware. And now if you're going to make that point, perfect. Show me where the Trump administration funded policing in states.
Are you pivoting? Because that's not what I said.
Oh, you said that there's been a decrease in crime.
Police funding doesn't equal police.
Cool. Here, I'll go ahead and help you out with this, and I'll explain it to you a little bit more why. So we already know, according to FBI.gov statistics, that immigrants as a whole commit less crimes than American citizens, on average about 1/3 less crimes. And that's per capita, by the way, not just as an aggregate total. So again, this isn't proving anything, right? They still commit far less crimes. You, sir, are more likely to commit a crime than an undocumented immigrant or even a documented immigrant entering into the United States of America, because they know when they commit a crime that they get removed from the United States. So again, I want you to prove it, and you would have to show me the correlation causation. Are you capable of showing me the correlation causation?
Okay, so
show me the correlation causation.
The correlation causation.
Yes.
Okay, so the relationship between crime and
I asked you to prove it, so this would be like a statistic or a study. that shows the
Okay, so
correlation
when I told
causation
you,
that a decrease in immigration from other states that are, let's just say, Muslim has also led to a decrease in crime in the United States. Can you show me that
so when I
correlation
told you to look up,
causation study?
so when I
I
told
want a
you to look up
peer-reviewed study.
if, okay, well, can you give me a second then to pull it up, or are you gonna cut the call?
Depends on how long you
Which
take.
one are you gonna do? Let me know. What'd you say?
Depends on how long you take.
Okay, one sec.
Oh, I think I should have played that. Yeah, hold on.
Hello? Hello?
What's up?
Yeah, so this is the Customs Border Protection.gov, right?
That's not a peer-reviewed study. That's not a peer-reviewed study.
Is this not good enough for you?
No,
Government source?
no, sir. I asked for a peer-reviewed study. Meaning that it's been tried and tested by
understand. Like, when I
multiple
provide
people.
the facts, you just
So,
ignore them.
oh, you don't know what a peer-reviewed study is?
Oh, enlighten me on what a peer-reviewed study is. I'm curious.
Nah, you don't pay me enough. In fact, you don't pay me at all. So, exactly. No, cbp.gov is not a peer-reviewed study. That somebody that said that is hilarious. It's not. It's just the government giving you their own, and I guarantee whatever he was going to give me was a news release, which again is not proof of anything. And actually, I would have said that SK says government source doesn't mean shit these days because of Trump. I would actually just say government sources, unless it can be reevaluated by somebody else, tested, it doesn't mean a lot. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Friendly reminder, if you are new here, to hit that follow, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you would like to show your support in what I am doing here, I would greatly appreciate it if we could do a direct donation to either Cash App or Venmo. It is Mermaid RE0 on both. It does not just go to me. This goes to paying for my call screener. She does get paid to be here. Don't make her labor free. And it also goes to paying for the program that I'm utilizing in order to screen my calls and avoid children calling in. Also, you guys can also support me through super chats, memberships, gifts. Thank you so much, Oya, for all the love on TikTok, bits, and subscriptions over on Twitch. This is how I keep this running and paying for everything that it takes me to run this platform. So I do appreciate you guys so much for being here. If we could get a few super chats in or a few direct donations, that would be fantastic. Thank you, guys. We have Lonnie over in Texas calling in.
Hello?
Hi, Lonnie. How old are you?
59.
59. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh, yes.
What's he done so far to earn your continued support?
Well, I live in Texas. I live in the southern part of Texas. And the illegal immigration over the last 4 years under the Biden administration was really hell for us here. I actually had family members that were robbed along the Rio Grande Valley at Knife Point. Actually, at a cookout.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it was unfortunate. They were people would come up through the Darien Gap and all that, and faces didn't have much, and I understand that. But come crossing the border, and the first thing you do is rob an American citizen. Not a good look. And then also we had over on 281, we had a tractor trailer full of dead bodies found, and I think it was 23. 23. Two brothers basically abandoned. It was a really hot summer that summer, and they abandoned the truck with a bunch of people locked in the back. So, yeah. So on the illegal immigration thing, I think you got an understanding that the people coming here are not getting what they think they're going to get and are basically exploited by the criminal gangs. And
No one's
American citizens
denying
are
that,
suffering from it.
sir. No one denies that people are being exploited by the wrong people. That happens within the United States all the time by American citizens. That's just true
Oh, yeah.
regardless. Unfortunately, that is a facet within our humanity in a capitalistic society in the way that we are. But here we'll go ahead and ask you the same thing. Please tell me and be specific, what exactly has Donald Trump's immigration policy, how has it had a positive impact on American society or on the United States as in a whole that we have not seen under any other president?
Right now, it's starting to open up a lot of jobs, especially in the trades that
No,
were
it's
being
not.
taken up by illegal aliens. And, well, I know this for a fact because my son works.
Okay. I
He's
don't
a construction
care. I
engineering
know I
manager.
was being polite before, but I honestly
Okay.
don't care about your anecdotes.
Okay.
But if we actually look at things, these jobs are down, right? So we have this cool
Which
little
jobs
website.
are
It's
down?
called
Which
manufacturing. We're
jobs
just
are?
going to start here at manufacturing. It's called Fred, where it gives all
I
of the
understand what
data.
that is.
And okay, well, great. You can let me
Well,
finish
you do
talking. So
understand
we're going to go
manufacturing jobs are
ahead
being
and
automated, right?
I'm literally shushies. Thank you. All
Oh, yeah,
right.
I'm
So we
waiting.
can, on the Fred, you can see that there was an incline where it went up, 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 up under the Biden administration. It did start going down under the Biden administration, but specifically when Donald Trump took office, it started just going down, 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 and it has not recovered. Manufacturing is down, according to our own BLS data that's provided, right, for the unemployment situation. Warehousing jobs are also down, and so is transportation jobs. So the jobs that you would typically think of are in fact down.
Okay, I understand what you're saying about that, but it's not like you're saying before about a causation and correlation. A lot of those jobs, such in transport and warehouse, is being automated by robotics of different forms. And it's also Amazon's also coming a big way into automating all that. So I think you're misunderstanding. I worked at Intel Corporation, Intel Inside and all that.
Sir,
In our
you said,
factory, when I
no,
finally
pause
retired
for a
from there,
second. No, I want you to pause. Again, you keep going into your personal stories. I don't care about your personal stories. So you should
okay,
just stop. Okay?
okay. So
Great,
you're
fantastic. So
saying
now when it
that
comes to this, these
manufacturing
are
jobs are
jobs
ending.
you made a claim that we are seeing an
Okay.
increase in jobs available to our United States
Yeah.
population as a result of immigrants
Yeah.
being deported. And yet we have not. Our unemployment numbers right now are stagnant. It's been the same percentage for 3 months. That is an indicator of a stagnant economy, and that's exactly why the stock markets dropped on Friday, because the unemployment number remaining the same is not a good sign for the economy.
You do realize that 4% is generally considered full employment, right?
I'm aware of that. Then why did the stock market drop on Friday when the unemployment numbers were released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
Because it has more of a correlation to do with interest rates and about
Oh yeah, I'm
the
aware.
rate of inflation.
Yes, because
I mean,
again, our inflation is also on the rise. Okay,
is it at 9%?
Did you live and die in 2022?
No, ma'am. I actually made it
Okay,
through
so you're
COVID,
just
but thank
frozen
you.
in time in 2022. Anytime they're always just like, but is it 9%? And then it must be better.
Well,
Hold on, I got a sign for this.
What about Biden?
yeah, but 3% is
3.8.
harmful.
3.8%.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just say 4%, just so we can be on the same page.
What was it in January of
Because
2025?
I don't believe the
What was it in
inflation rate that the government
What was in
puts out
January in
is correct
2025?
anyway.
What was the inflation
I
rate
mean,
in January of 2025?
Do you believe the government inflation
What was
rate,
the
core
inflation rate in
is
January of
actually accurate?
2025?
Yes, but do you believe
What
those
was the
numbers are
inflation
correct?
rate in January of 2025?
The inflation rate of January 2025 was 2.4, thereabouts, somewhere in that area,
It was 3.
if I'm remembering right.
It was 2.4 in September of 2024, 2.6 in October of 2024, 2.7 in November of 2024, 2.9 in December of 2024. Sorry, I'm a math person.
So
I
it was
like
in the,
numbers.
it was
I
in the
memorize these things.
in the two range. I understand. We're in the two range. So we're pretty much on the same paperwork about where the inflation rate's been. Now, I have my own issues with how the government calculates inflation because it's using a 50-year-old metric that doesn't really fit the current economy. Okay. Now, you probably don't remember any of that. I know you don't want me using my anecdotal knowledge. It's just that I've lived a little longer than you, so I've seen where inflation has been and how it's calculated over the last half century.
Does your age
So
equal knowledge?
I would say it does, ma'am. Do you not think that you're a little bit more intelligent than a 15-year-old or a 12-year-old?
Depends on the
And that's just
15-year-old.
because
I've
of
had
self-experience?
conversations with 60-year-olds that knew less than my 15-year-old stepdaughter. So no, it really just depends on the 15-year-olds. So absolutely
Okay.
not.
Okay. I understand that. And I'm not disrespecting your knowledge level of what your life experience has been. I know you don't seem to
Yeah.
value life experience, but that's fine. But I
No, it
won't
just
disrespect yours.
life experience
So,
is subjective and has no equivocation to the level of knowledge or substance, right? Because life experience can
okay.
be different, right? You would
So,
acknowledge that, correct?
where
So
do you
your life
gain?
experience will never be the same as somebody, let's just say, like Donald J. Trump, correct? You would agree with that?
Oh, yeah. Yes, he's
Life
been very
experience,
successful.
therefore,
He's a
is subjective
multi-billionaire.
and cannot be utilized as a measure of knowledge
But but
or how
success
well that
comes
knowledge
from
is.
talent or
We're not
knowledge,
even
right?
talking about We're not even talking about success here. We were talking about knowledge. And if you want
Okay.
to talk
But
about success, he's not a successful businessman. He just knows how to cheat the system. Why else would he need to get a pass on every single tax audit throughout the rest of the use of the Trump name within the United States of America if they're not cheating the system?
Then why are you not a billionaire, ma'am? Why are you not? If
Sir, I
knowledge
choose
equals
like I run my own company, but I keep it tiny for a reason because I'm not here to make money off the backs of other people. In my personal opinion, and this isn't always true, but in order for someone to become a billionaire, it's because you're hoarding wealth and you're stepping on the backs of everybody else. So
does
I
it
don't
not
think
mean
that
also
you
that
can
you
be
might
an
have a
ethical
better idea,
business. I don't think
a better
that,
idea, or a better
no,
widget?
nope. I just don't think you can be an ethical billionaire. Even if you look at Elon Musk, in order to work for one of his companies, you have to sign away all rights to any ideas that you come up with that he then will use. He trademarks them himself. He will get the patent on anything that
and
you
most
create, even if you do it
advanced.
in your off time, not even utilizing business time. As long as you are working for the company, it becomes his trademark, copyrighted, patented piece that he then gets to buy and sell.
And
You
that is
literally, in order to
standard.
become a billionaire, you have to step on the backs of other people because otherwise,
Okay,
why wouldn't Amazon be paying their employees a livable wage? But they're not. And they
okay.
can
That's
absolutely
a
afford
standard
to.
practice. And invention and innovation and ownership by the company that employs you is
Yes,
actually
if you
standard
do it
practice, in my
on
opinion.
their time, if you do it on company time, not when you do it in your free time. But Elon Musk wants the rights to even everything that you came up with in your free time when you're not working on
And that, like
company
I said,
time.
that's
And I'm
standard. Then
saying,
don't work
and
for these
no, that's
companies.
not standard. Your free time
Yes,
is
it
not
is. I
standard.
had to write an NDA. I
Oh
had to
my
do an NDA
gosh.
when I left corporate.
You're brainwashed by billionaires and I can't do with it anymore. Just like, that's standard. No, it's not. Your free time is not standard. That's a good way to put it, the real cadaver. Slavery was always the end game for, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that is not standard. People are so, I don't know. Anyways, if you guys are new here and you haven't already, be sure to hit that follow or that subscribe button. Anything you guys pay towards me goes to paying my call screener. At this point, it looks like the call screeners only going to get about $14.44. But we do have Anonymous with the 10, Neely with the 444. Thank you guys so much. We're going to go ahead and update that from Anonymous here. I appreciate that so much. Oof, don't make her work for only $14. That's insane. I know what state she lives in, and I try to pay at least the minimum wage of that state. Ronald.
Hello?
Hi, Ronald. How old are you?
37.
37. Oh, that's a good point, Panda. The last caller just compared non-disclosures to intellectual theft. Yeah, that's a good point. An NDA is not the same as that as well. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to read that off real quick. Okay. Ronald, and are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Just because he's my president, I don't necessarily like him.
So do you just support anyone simply because they are the president of the United States?
Well, of course, I want my country to succeed. So I really didn't like Biden, but I'm obviously going to support him. He's the president. He's in charge of our country and the future of the kids in our country. And for me to just hate on him and be negative and try to bring him down, which would in turn bring down the country, would be very horrible.
Okay, great. What are we succeeding in right now? Be specific.
What are we succeeding in?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on your perspective. If you're a progressive, you're not going to think that we're succeeding very much. If you're a MAGA fanatic, you're going to be doing cartwheels right now.
Hardly. Hey, you like Teddy Roosevelt,
because of immigration and stuff.
You like Theodore Roosevelt, right?
Do I like Theodore Roosevelt?
Yeah, former president of the United States of America.
I don't like or dislike presidents. Some are better, some are worse. I don't know.
Okay. So he gave this great speech in Kansas City, Missouri in the year 1918. And this is a part of it. This is directly from the Theodore Roosevelt Center. To announce that there must be no criticism of the president or that we are to stand by the president, right or wrong, is not only unpatriotic and servile, but is morally treasonable to the American public. Nothing but the truth should be spoken about him or anyone else, but it is even more important to tell the truth, pleasant or unpleasant, about him than about anybody else. Sir, when I'm just speaking about the negative impact that Donald Trump is having on the United States of America, that is me doing a service to the United States of America by speaking the truth. Hiding it and coloring over it and just wishing for the best is honestly probably one of the worst things that you can do as an American citizen, because most people seem to forget for some reason our country was founded on speaking out against the government that ruled over us. It is probably one of the most American things that you can do, because that's how this country even got started.
Do you think that I'm against speaking out against bad things that presidents do?
I think that you,
I didn't
well,
say that.
actually, no, you did. You kind of did, actually.
No, I didn't.
You didn't say
No, I
that
didn't.
exactly, but you said that you didn't think it was good to speak ill on them.
I
Not
said
in
to
those
hate on
exact
him.
words. The hate, yeah. So I'm speaking truthfully
Yeah.
about him. So I guess,
Then there's no problem. Then you're doing fine. So what are you getting defensive about?
oh no, I just think it's silly for anybody to say I support the president simply because they are the president. And you said that you support the president regardless of who it is.
No, I
And
said
I think
I want
that's
them to
an
do well.
issue. Yeah, you can wish well
I
for
just-
the United States of America
Yeah.
and you can hope that they do well,
Cool.
but that doesn't mean that you have to support them.
That's what I meant. Well, that's what
But
I
that
meant.
doesn't mean that you have to support them.
I don't know. By support, I just mean I want them to do well.
Okay, so then you just wish well in your thoughts and prayers. That's not support.
No, I want them to do well. Like, I don't support a lot of what
Thoughts
Trump
and
does, and there's some
prayers.
things that I think are good.
Yeah,
There's
thoughts
some
and
things that I think are
prayers.
good. There's some things that I think aren't good. No, I'm more meticulous. Like, I'm specific
No, it
about the
sounds like
exact
thoughts and
policy I like and the
prayers.
exact policy I don't like.
Hey,
I'm not
speaking
just going to, like,
louder
as a
isn't gonna
monolith,
help
just be
you.
like,
Oh my God, I don't know why you're
oh, I
yelling.
hate Trump.
Why did you raise your
I don't
voice,
know
by
them.
the
I
way?
don't know them personally.
Why did you
I
raise your
like
voice?
policies and
Why
I
did you
don't
raise
like
your
bad
voice?
policies.
Is there a reason why you raised your voice?
Well, because you're trying to talk over me.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten closer. I don't even have to try. It's called a microphone.
Well, I don't know. You asked me why rose my voice is because you were talking when I
Yeah,
was
you
talking
actually
too.
got like really loud like this all of a sudden, and I had to turn it down because holy fuck, it was all up in my ears. I don't like that sound.
Yeah, you were talking over
Anyways,
me.
yes, because it's my show and I'm allowed to, and I was trying to ask you a question, and then you just continue to talk and talk and talk on purpose so that no question could be heard by anyone in the audience or myself. Again, so you're the one who said that you support the president regardless. So how about you? And it was clipping, meaning that it was
I
cutting
support
out.
Biden.
Shush! I didn't finish
I
asking.
supported Biden.
Wow, maybe if you stop for 10 seconds, I could finish asking my question.
You're like trying to attack a straw man.
Maybe if I could finish my sentence, I could finish and ask you a question that you could then
You're
respond
really
to.
upset, dude.
Oh,
You're really upset.
I'm so upset, but the only person that's raised their voice here has been you.
Why do you like? What do we disagree on?
Again,
what are you disagreeing with me about? Do you even know?
I was actually going to ask you a question, but you wouldn't allow me to.
You're like all worked up and upset. I haven't even disagreed with
The
you
only
about
person that the only person that's raised their voice here has been you.
anything. Yeah. Oh, okay.
And you acknowledge that actually. So the only person that would be emotional would be you. Anyway, so what exactly
Raising
has
my
Donald
voice
Trump?
to
Oh my
talk over
goodness,
you.
stop.
That's not an emotional
It's my
thing.
show.
That's a volume
That actually
thing.
is.
That's like
That actually
your volume
is an
went up,
emotional
my
thing.
volume went up.
It actually didn't.
It's
It
not
only
an
went up. I
emotional
actually
thing.
turned you down.
You
It
just
only
want
goes
to
up.
argue with me.
See,
You
I
don't even
think
know what
you're
you
actually
disagree with me about.
confused. You're actually confused and thinking that somehow I'm arguing with you or raising my voice when all I did was move my microphone significantly closer to my mic or to my mouth. I've remained the same this entire time. You're literally the only person that is actually getting upset
I'm so
here
mad.
is you,
I'm so mad.
while you're just screaming
really
over
mad.
me in the background because you're the one that's upset. Which actually we'll just let you know, my screener that you talked to, that I'm sure you talked to much more politely than you spoke to me so far, wanted to call you a BBB, and I hope you understand what that means. For everybody that doesn't, it has words. Baby back. Y'all know the rest. Anyways, you're the one who raised their voice, not me. Yes, that is a sign of you, in fact, getting emotional. So it sounds like to me that you are the one that was projecting. Okay. So I would like you now to tell me what exactly. See, if you talk over me, you can't hear my question. Cool. What
I can hear you.
exactly?
I'm listening.
What exactly has Donald Trump done so far in his current term of presidency that has earned your continued support?
I already told you. I don't. We'll say I don't support him. I don't support him
Oh,
or
then
Biden or
why
any
did you call
president
in?
fully.
Then
I
why
don't
did you call
fully
in?
support anybody.
Then why did you call
Because
in?
you're. What do you mean by
This has a
support?
prompt.
I don't
I've already
like him. I
explained.
don't like him.
Okay. Then you're
I
not
don't
my
like
target
him. I want him to
audience.
do well.
Then you're not my target audience, and I hope you have a great
Who are you
Sunday.
trying to target?
People that still actively support Donald Trump and can effectuate it. Like, yeah, they're not doing well. Like he said, and Neely, we'll be very clear since you said that wasn't even the question. The caller said that Donald Trump's done things that he supports, and yet he couldn't answer it at all. When I asked specifically what's he done so far to earn your continued support, couldn't do it. I have a few thanks real quick. Thank you, Guy, for gifting subscriptions over on Twitch. You gifted out 5 and then also become a subscriber yourself for 5 months. Thank you so much for being a 5-month sub. Guys, that is the easiest way that you can help support me. It is also one of the cheapest ways that you can help support me is by sending a super chat, sending bits, becoming a subscriber, becoming a member, becoming a super fan, sending gifts over on TikTok. And what you can do for free on TikTok is tap the goddamn screen, guys. Yeah, it was so weird. Like, his reason was he supports the president, then couldn't name anything that he's done. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they normally can't. It's very interesting. Anyways, and guys, just a friendly reminder, we are still running this goal up at the top. Anything that you guys send right now looks like it's going straight to the call screener and nothing for me or for running the show, but that's okay. All right. We have David in New Jersey on the line. Hi, David. How old are you? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 57. Sorry, I'm picking up my boy. He's at the lake with his friends.
Oh, that's
You're
cute.
probably going to see a lot of teenagers in the car soon. But you were talking about the previous caller about immigration. I think that
I
that's
actually
really a stunning
wasn't
success.
because the last caller just wanted to end up whining and kind of yell at a certain point. So are
Oh,
you still
sorry about
supporting
that.
Donald Trump?
Yes, I am, and I think that the biggest reason is because the situation with immigration. I really do think it was a stunning success. I mean, you have to admit, from 2020 to 2024, that was crazy. That was insane. And the border is, for all, that's the purpose is secure. I would think it's secure, a lot more secure than it was during 2020 to 2024.
Can you tell
And he's
me exactly
trying
how
to
he
tackle.
secured the border?
Say again?
Can you tell me exactly how Donald Trump secured the border?
He just enforced the law. Very simple.
Oh, so he didn't do anything.
No, he told the people who work for him, which is, immigration, and all the people who are supposed
No,
to
they're
enforce the law, to
enforcing the
enforce the
same
law.
exact laws that were already in place and that have not changed and that
Yes,
were also being enforced under the
absolutely. The
previous
same laws.
administration
100
and the administration before that and the administration before that and the administration
Absolutely.
before that, ever since the creation
Absolutely.
specifically
You're
of
right.
ICE in 2003. All of these same laws have been constantly enforced under every single
Constantly.
administration. So what you're telling me is that nothing's changed and he's not doing anything different.
Not at
And
all.
so
Something did
therefore,
change.
by
You
that
tell me.
same thing, you should also be supporting every other president since
I
2003
did
when
support
ICE
every other
was.
president.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
I did support. Yeah. But the
Great.
point is, it's definitely changed. You're not going to compare what was happening in Eagle Pass, Texas, or anywhere else, hundreds of thousands of people pouring in through the border unfettered without any due process. You're
Prove
not going to
that.
compare
Can
that to
you
what's
can you
happening now.
prove how that people were allowed into the United States of America and skipped vetting?
You didn't see what happened in 2021, 2022,
Sir, that's not what I
2023,
asked you.
2024?
That's not what I asked you. Prove that people were allowed into the United States of America and skipped being vetted.
Thousands of them every day. You didn't see
No,
the
that's not
video?
proof. Oh,
You didn't see
videos are
CNN?
proof? Videos are proof now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think you don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
don't
I
think
see
CNN?
videos all the time
Wait,
of
do
the
you
flying
think? Do
spaghetti
you think
monster.
CNN
So I
told you the
believe
truth?
that we should ask and
Do you
pray to the
believe
flying
CNN?
spaghetti monster to come down and spread his marinara and his parmesan
Yeah,
on
stop
the
with the stupid
entirety of the United
sarcasm. It's
States
not
of
interesting.
America.
It's
No,
really
sir.
ridiculous.
I am pointing out
Have an
your
adult conversation.
absolute
Let's have an
ludicracy.
adult conversation here, okay?
How can I have a conversation with an adult who's only listening to respond and somebody that believes every single video that they see on the internet to be true? Okay? And can't provide me a single source that I've asked them to prove that with, instead just starts and goes, but you haven't seen the video? But you haven't seen the video? You haven't seen the video? And I asked you, are all videos true? And you said yes. Sir, there are videos on the internet that say that, guess what? Bigfoot is true. There are videos on the internet that say the Loch Ness Monster is real. That doesn't mean that they are real. El Chupacabra also exists according to videos on the internet. Like these, again, there's a reason I asked that question. I know, Thickless, it's okay. Because you're not able to effectuate it by just saying, have you watched the video? That's not proof. I'm asking you, because right now you're muted, and I'll bring you off mute. You'll know you're being brought off mute because there will be a beep, okay? So I truly hope you're listening, all right? When I'm going to ask you again to provide me evidence that people were being allowed into the United States unvetted or skipping the vetting process, I want evidence and not some video that you saw on the internet from, I don't know, we'll just say Hugh Jackman, who wasn't going to post a video, but we're just going to do that. So can you provide a source that's facts and not a video, sir?
Sorry. Yeah, CNN, MSNBC, The Washington Post, the New
What are
York
the
Times, you name
titles?
it, they all have
No,
the
no,
same
no,
story.
no, 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 no. I don't think you, sir, I know you're 57, so it's probably been a while that you've had to actually cite a source. You don't just give.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah.
ahead.
So what's the title on, let's just say CNN? What's the title on CNN.com that I should be looking up?
All you got to do is look on YouTube the same way I know you here.
No.
That's how I found out you exist with YouTube.
No,
right?
again,
All you gotta do is go to YouTube
videos
and
aren't
say,
proof.
Are you gonna let me finish what I'm freaking
no.
saying, or are you gonna talk over me?
I'm gonna talk
All right,
over you as
bye,
long as you are
dimwit.
gonna continue.
You're a
Okay,
dimwit.
bye.
You're a
Bye.
dimwit. Bye.
Okay, crash out. Emotional. Crash out. Maureen, thank you for the 5, says flying spaghetti monster rules. Chris would agree with you, for sure. Chris would agree with you that the flying spaghetti monster rules. If he was listening right now, I would make him come over here and say, yeah, flying spaghetti monster. We're doing great, guys. It's going so well. Just so you know. Guys, if you are new here and you haven't already, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button. If you are still supporting Donald Trump or you are still a Republican, call the number above my head. I would appreciate that so much. It could be Gigi. When you call the number, you will go through a call screener. Right now, everything that is being raised right here, a part of the daily goal, or over here, depending on which platform you are on, it is going directly to the call screener. After that, it will go to paying for the system that we are using today. All right. Hi, John. How old are you?
Hello. I'm 19 years old.
19. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Not as much as your other callers, but I do generally support him, yes.
What's he done so far to earn your continued support?
The example I had said to the screener was I enjoy the higher presence of immigrations and customs enforcement officers in urban areas.
One second. No, it's not you. It's TikTok's being weird. And I think you heard that too.
Okay.
So, okay. Start your sentence over, please. Thank you.
Sorry. I said I support the higher presence of immigrations and customs enforcement officers in urban areas like Minneapolis.
Where they killed 2 citizens?
Well, every branch of police and law enforcement has killed people. That's a separable tragedy from the presence of law enforcement.
Oh, you're right. Hold on. Let me restate that because there's a lot more to that. Where they killed peaceful protesters in direct violation of the First Amendment of the United States of America, direct violation of Department of Justice policy, direct violation of Department of Homeland Security own policies as well. Where they shot a man 10 times in the back, where they shot a woman in a moving vehicle, which is directly against their code of conduct and against their policies that are directly there, and is also against 5 different Supreme Court rulings within the United States of America as well. So why are you in support of higher presence that has now led to the death of at least 2 American citizens just in Minneapolis, Minnesota alone? We're not even talking about the other ones that have died.
Oh, I mean, again, every law enforcement agency has done that pretty much, and I don't agree.
Yeah, and there are
with those
movements about that.
But what
okay?
I do
there are
agree
movements
with
against that,
is-
and now the movement here is either melt ICE or abolish ICE and all of these other things. But you specifically brought up Minneapolis, Minnesota, which again, I don't know why you wouldn't expect me to suggest that as a whole issue, because a lot of these killings that occur by local law enforcement officers, they're being held to account in some way, shape, or form. They're at least getting investigated. And so far, it has been almost a full 5 months, right, since these killings occurred in January, and we have not seen a lick of investigative information put out there. Even Congress has stated that they haven't seen anything, even from Kristi Noem. They've even stated that they still have yet to see anything from Markway Mullins, who is the new head of DHS, right? So even our oversight committees haven't seen any part of the investigation. They've cut the state off from any investigative information that they are claiming, which is also outside of the norm because it is actually part of SOP, standard operating procedure, that the local police assist or lead the investigation when it occurs at the hands of a federal officer because of the fact that there's already prejudicial bias when it comes to them investigating their own officer. By the way, both of these officers all three of these officers who killed people, they were not new to the force. They are veterans of the force.
Well, again, just to reiterate, I don't support those actions individually. What I support is the fact that we're seeing higher deportation rates compared to the
We're not.
previous administration.
We're actually not. We're
We
less. We're not.
Well, we're not seeing a higher number because we haven't even gotten to midterms yet, but we're seeing a higher successful
No, we're
rate
seeing
of
an
deported
increase.
detainees compared
We're
to
not.
the Biden rate.
We're seeing an increase in detentions, which is also the amount of time that people are being held in detention has already been ruled to be unconstitutional by the United States Supreme Court previously, where you're not allowed to hold someone in detention past 180 days. And yet we have people that have been in detention since about March of last year. So it's been almost a year. So no, sir, we have a mass detention problem in the United States of America. We do not have a deportation increase right now. We have a detention increase, which is costing us about $77,000 per individual. Actually, more than
Well, the
that because they're
Washington
being
Post
held
says
within
that
there.
we have seen
What's the
about
title?
700,000 deportations so far. I'd have to look. All right, so it's from December 18th, 2024. Washington Post reports that the U.S. deportations at the highest level since 2014. And I'd have
Thank
to
you,
scroll
Biden.
down to read it
Thank you,
verbatim.
Biden.
But
Thank you, Biden.
I'm sorry?
You said 2024. Thank you, Biden.
Oh, you right. I didn't even think about that. But still, relative to the about monthly rate that we saw detainees become deportees, it's higher than the Biden administration.
It's not. You just read an article that it's the highest since 2014. So can you pull another article
But
that now says it's the highest since
I can.
2024?
Axios reported that. So the highest since 2014 under Biden being about 250,000. In 2025,
What's
it
the
was
title of
450,000. Sorry, I'd have to. It would be ICE deported 442,000 people in fiscal year 2025, and that is from
400
let
what?
me get the date for you. I'm sorry?
ICE deported 400,000 what?
442,000 people in fiscal year 2025. So that, I mean, I'm not up to date on my math, but
Okay.
that's like about
So
like
that's
1.5
still
times
less
what Biden
than.
did in the previous year.
No, so
But
the Washington Post title,
I'm
hold
sorry.
on, pause. The Washington Post title you said was 700,000. 700,000
No.
is greater.
700,000 between 2024 and 2025. That was me quickly adding up the numbers of two
Nope.
separate articles.
That
but
makes zero
I
sense
failed to
because you
realize
can actually
2024
find
was
this.
Biden.
No, because Biden deported 652,000 in his
Across
2024.
4 years.
In 2024. No, he deported
not
three. He
I'm
deported
sorry, but that's
three.
just not true. It would be 271,484 in fiscal year 2024.
4.4 million total removals under the Joe Biden administration.
And that's 4 years. Trump isn't even at midterms.
Y'all do so well.
And
Trump's
at the
immigrant
same time,
removals
if
now
I may,
10% below Biden's records. And this includes his first term. You guys always leave out how little he did in his first term. ICE average daily removals continue to fall. Let's see, fiscal year began in October
continue to fall
2024
isn't
when I'm
necessarily a
still
rebuttal to the idea that they are
shushes. Okay, yeah, you can keep going. All right, here we go. So we'll just keep going here. Further, these 2-week reporting periods don't slice January neatly at the point where Trump assumed office on January 20th. Okay. Trump's daily removals during the period of January 26th through February 8th averaged 693. This is 6.5% below the higher daily average of 742 under former President Biden. Now, with an additional 4 weeks, 28 days added to the monitoring period, Trump's daily removals for the period January 26th through March 8th averaged 661 removals each day. This number is not only below its initial removal rate, but 10.9% percentage points lower than Biden's daily average of 742. We can even look at it here where it breaks it down, where we have a cumulative report. So far, yeah, still less than, at a negative 10.9% on the average daily average. Sorry, on the daily average. Biden still had 742 removals a day. Trump weighed in at 661. And then we can look at this. So it's bookends following arrest is up, right? That's why I said we have a mass detention problem within the United States, not a deportation problem. I know it's hard to disagree with what is actually happening, but somehow people always manage to disagree with what is actually happening. I need to copy this one and open it in this one because we can delve into this even further. I know everybody hates this, but we're going to go into this as well.
But I almost
no, I hate pop-ups. Okay. And then we have more here on why deportations were higher under Biden than in Trump's first term. Oh wait, that's going back just to the very first term, so that's irrelevant. Anyways, so sorry. Okay.
And detention isn't inherently a problem.
Detention is, it costs a lot of money. Do you know how much it costs to detain people in the United States of America?
I'm sure if you tell me, I'll say it's worth it, but go ahead.
Detaining people without giving them the right to due process or detaining them past the allotted time that's been set forth by the Supreme Court of the United States of 6 months is somehow worth it, no matter the cost? Breaking and violating our United States laws and our United States Constitution and spending untold amount of money is worth the cost of you?
For people who can demonstrably prove they're citizens of the U.S.
The cost of what?
Don't say no, it isn't, because it is. It's one of the opening lines.
No. I didn't hear you. I didn't understand exactly what you said. Can you rephrase it?
Sorry. So what I said was that the Constitution and its laws only apply to people who can prove that they're citizens, or should, in theory, because the Constitution itself.
Oh, wait, so you already know you're wrong. So you already know you're wrong. You already know you're wrong because you had to say, or it should. Because, remind me, have you ever read the 14th? Have you read the 14th Amendment?
Go ahead and describe it to me.
Oh, no, I'm not asking you. It's not describing it. I'm asking you if you have read it. I will definitely pull it up verbatim. But I'm asking you, have you read it?
In a lifetime context, I mean, I've read all the amendments, but that doesn't necessarily I have all of them in their content memorized.
I mean, I don't expect people to memorize it, but at least know part of it because it's actually very clear in section 1 where it differentiates the differences. And also, if you listen, go back and listen to or read the verbal arguments that they had on the Senate floor about the 14th Amendment. This would dissipate any of your disillusion that you are facing on this right now. So we're going to go ahead and read section 1 verbatim. I ask that you not interrupt. We'll see. All persons born or naturalized in the United States of America and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Now, clause 2. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. This has been recertified by the United States Supreme Court 7 times, not just with the 14th Amendment, but also the 5th Amendment. And again, if you read the verbal arguments that were held on the Senate floor when they were discussing the merits of the 14th Amendment, they even made it clear to say that they don't care who it applies to. It should apply to everybody, that everybody deserves the right and equal protections of our laws, because if they didn't have the equal rights and protections of our laws, we also wouldn't be able to criminalize a foreign national within the United States of America for violating said laws.
Now, see, but many of what ICE's deportations have become are not violations of due process in the broader context of all law. There are several laws.
No, just
federal
about the
code
Constitution.
and
Just about the
on ICE and
Constitution.
DHS bylaws.
Just our actual bare bone, the base level knowledge of our United States, like the very baseline of our actual laws. It's just a violation of that, right? It's just a violation of the foundation of our laws itself, called the United States Constitution. That's okay. So just violate the very foundation of our laws itself, and you're okay with
No, you
that.
didn't allow me to finish my point.
No, you just
Due
said
process
there are
isn't
other laws.
defined by the
Again, it actually
Due
is
process
defined.
is not defined by the Constitution at any point inside of the Constitution. It's a term used by the Constitution, but it's defined by other laws.
Cool. Give me a
very
law
often.
that defines due process. Or maybe you should try this. When does due process kick in?
Due process kicks in once you've entered the punitive or civil justice system.
No. It actually, due process
then when
kicks
does it
in
kick in?
anytime, because I just want to be clear. Because if it's just when you enter the system, you don't enter the system until you have an arrest record, which not everybody gets arrested
That's not
before
true.
they're. Oh, yeah.
You become part of the punitive system if you're just pulled over on the side of the road in a traffic stop. The punitive system is any encounter or legal relation with law enforcement or the courts.
Yeah, no. So due process kicks in just when an authority figure is infringing upon your rights, or it might be infringing upon your rights. So, for example, the Fifth Amendment, which is where our Miranda rights evolved from, right? The right to not self-incriminate.
Now, see, that is a part of due process, but due process isn't only when somebody might be infringing upon your rights. Due process is the broader explanation of legal procedure to maintain justice in the U.S.
No, due process is what's granted to all persons within the United States of America when an authority figure specifically tries to infringe upon their rights.
You're awesome.
That's just how that works.
Any situation where it might occur. And see,
Infringe upon your
being
rights.
More like I'm more liberal and like freedom oriented on this subject than you are, it seems, because what you're suggesting is that due process or the legal process should only be given to those who might be infringed upon. What about somebody who's just
That's not what I
pulled
said at
over
all.
in a traffic stop?
That would be infringing upon your rights. You're doing so well.
Well, not always.
Yes.
If it goes smooth.
Sir,
I think-
if you
I
are
think
if you
this
are
is where our
stopped by an
disagreement-
authority figure, if you are stopped by an authority figure that has impeded you from continuing on, then that is an infringement upon your movement of self and an infringement upon your rights. Again, like you're just not understanding it, and that's fine.
No, what's occurring
I just
is
rephrased it
you are
for you.
rewording what I have said to create disagreement. That is exactly what I said previously.
Nope.
Is that due process kicks
I
in the
maintain
moment
the
you
same thing
enter
that
an
I was
encounter.
saying this entire time, but you're thinking that it's a punitive every single time, but it's not. Due process is the process before and or during
punitive
any
and
punitive
civil.
actions. Before and or during any punitive actions. It does not require any punitive actions. Unless you've actually done something wrong or they assume that you've done something wrong, then it doesn't, like anytime you encounter the cops is not necessarily a negative. But you do not have to talk to cops any single time that you speak to them. You can honestly refuse every single time, no matter what. And that is your
you gotta
right.
explain how this contradicts my definition of due process. because I don't
It's just
see how
the
it does.
definition. I'm sorry, you don't understand it. I'm not explaining
You
it to you.
didn't
Would you
give
like
the
me to pay? Would you like to
definition. You gave
pay
an
for my
example of
labor?
a
Would you
real-world
like me to?
scenario. That's
No,
not a
I didn't. I
definition.
actually gave you a definition. You weren't listening, nor were you comprehending.
The
You are the
most
one that
previous
provided.
thing you have
You
said.
are the one that provided an example. You gave a real world example without even being asked. You're the one who talked about simply being pulled over, right? You're the one who said it was automatically punitive. Okay? You're the one that's not understanding. I can't help with that. Yes, JP, you could choose not to lick your boots. Yeah. That's funny, Tom. I just am not doing that right now. I honestly don't understand some people on the need to just circle back through everything and argue with, yeah, I'm sure he is, argue with themselves. Oh, Julius, you little bookie pie. Mia, I just want to let you know, Mia, because I know you can hear me. Julius in the chat is very upset that you get paid for your labor. And then I'm asking for everyone else to help pay for it and assist with that because this is the only way I get paid. So you get paid too. So crazy. So crazy Julius would be upset that I pay someone for their labor. So do you agree or disagree with the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution?
Huh?
Do you agree or disagree with the language within the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution that's been decided upon multiple times by the United States Supreme Court?
I agree with the language, but I believe you have, or rather the host has not
Gotcha.
properly interpreted
You're
that
still
language.
talking to me. I don't know why you had to change that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was back to the call scanner. There was like a beep sound.
So what, all women sound the same to you?
There's no reason to.
Jeez Louise. Okay. All right, we do have Dean, thank you for the shoe. These callers are such fine examples of how much less emotional men are. Dean, that's diabolical. That's diabolical. All right. Okay, let's see. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, Wesley. Rar. Hi, Ari. Kick some MAGA butt today. I'm trying, Wesley. Thank you so much. Guys, friendly reminder, if you are new here, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button. The best and most direct way to support me is through Cash App, Venmo, Mermaid RE0, and all of the links. It's in the description. It's in the link tree on the page. Yes, I know, Ryan. That is definitely true. Speaking of Orion, we do have a Ryan calling from California. Ryan, how old are you?
I'm 46. How are you? Thanks for taking my call.
I'm doing well. Are you still supporting
May I
Donald
ask-
Trump?
Oh, may I ask your age, please, host?
I'm 34. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's he done so far to earn your continued support?
He has acted like an atypical politician. He's not acted like a normal politician.
So just vibes?
For better or for worse.
Okay. That's not an action. Well, I mean, I guess it's
Well,
sort of an
I
action,
guess.
but so
Is an action not an action? I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it's just vibes. Then because you just
okay.
like his vibe of being different. So
An act is not
So,
an action.
here, let's try this. Okay. I already
Okay.
corrected myself if you were listening. I said that guess that is
I
an
was.
action, but
I was.
yeah.
You have a tone that's
I said that.
that's dripping with sort of distaste
Oh,
for
okay.
me right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And a sort of
Oh.
affect that's sarcastic and
Oh, okay.
very Yeah,
Couldn't just be because
that's
I'm
very
neurotypical, or sorry, I'm
smug.
not. Couldn't just be because I'm neurodivergent and I don't speak in the same type of, oh gosh,
It
what is
could.
it? I don't
It
utilize the
could.
same syntax that everybody else
It
utilizes, so
could.
therefore it
It
would be
could.
different. Yeah,
That could be why. That could be why. I'm not
yeah.
neurotypical either, by the way.
Oh, okay, great.
That's sarcastic and smug. So
Oh,
you have
okay,
some
great.
typical gifts.
No, it's called
Unfortunately, they're
mirroring. I'm sure
dark
you've heard of
ones.
that before.
I'm doing it with you right
Yeah,
now.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Great.
Although I'm mirroring, you're the mirror I looked
No,
into.
actually, I'm
If you'd
mirroring
been a
you
little bit
because you're the
nicer.
one who came up sarcastic this entire time when I was asking a
No.
question, and you automatically cut me off in the middle of me answering a question that you had already asked, or that you refused to ask mine because you cut off my question when you were trying to ask from the start. May I ask how old you are, when I was trying to ask my follow-up question that I ask every single caller that calls in. So no, sir, I'm matching your energy. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings in some way to the point that you had to bring it up for whatever reason, that it bothered you so much that you had to bring it up. Great.
Right.
Fantastic.
I
So
think
now if
given
we
that
actually get back to
I'm
the point, if
neurodivergent
we
as
actually
well.
get back to the point of talking about
Wait.
Donald Trump,
No.
no, I don't have to wait. I can actually just do this. Let's see. We have this one. Which one do I want?
Like jingle my keys for you if that's what your like 30 IQ dumbass needs.
You're awesome.
Just want to point out I didn't say that. I can't remember which one that was. Anyways, so what specifically has Donald Trump achieved that has earned your continued support?
A following. He's politicized people that were apolitical before.
Okay, so just more vibes. Okay, so let me try asking this a different way. What specific economic benefit has the United States of America seen, and based off of what economic metric has Donald Trump approved the United States?
I'm sorry, as your helper noted, I have low IQ. Can you please rephrase that?
No, I'm okay. At least he admitted it, I guess. W. Ian for the soundbite. I really do got to let them know that I am borrowing some of their voices for a soundbite. At least he admitted it. There is that, at least. Target, it said boop. I gave you a bleep, but thank you for the 199. We've got Connor. Hi, Connor. How old are you?
Hi, I'm 24.
24. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, but not near as much as I used to.
Okay. What specifically has he done, or that has kept some of your support? We'll put it that way.
I would say I do like what he's done in terms of reducing drug overdoses. I mean, I don't know if I can say he specifically is reducing drug overdoses, but maybe some of the
Yeah, you would have to show me the
border
correlation
migration.
causation in order to show that he has done that. Has there been funding that he's increased? And if so, can you show me where that funding is?
I don't know about funding. I believe in my minimal research that he's been able to cut fentanyl and crime down by utilizing different border measures, basically preventing the trafficking of fentanyl. I think they've just kind of cracked down on how much, I know they've obviously hired more immigration officers, but I gotta imagine they're hopefully utilizing some of those new hires to prevent stuff, from preventing drugs from making their way into our country. It seems like that's what's been happening.
The majority of the F substance is trafficked by American citizens.
But from Mexico.
Through the southwest border. not necessarily being
Yeah.
from Mexico.
As well, I mean, I haven't seen any sources too recently, but I know back at least like last year, I thought I had seen some pretty reliable sources that were kind of indicating a lot of the ingredients for that drug are imported into Mexico from China.
They're
And
also
I don't know why
mailed
I said
into
China
the
like
United
that.
States from China as well.
Yes, no, I absolutely, that has got to be happening. But I do think there is a large influx of them that were coming from Mexico. Let me see if I can find something for you here. Sorry, I'm in a tractor right now.
Okay, well, just be careful, man.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm going like 2 miles an hour. Okay, let's see here. Oh, sorry, I was curious, by the way, if it's all right to ask your age. I'm a recent viewer.
Oh, I'm 34.
Oh, really? You look a lot younger than that.
Thank you.
Let's see. My typos are not helping me right now. There we go. Well, I guess I got a link here to the BBC that is claiming, thanks BBC, they say most fentanyl enters. U.S. President Donald Trump has raised tariffs on Canadian imports. That's not right. While maintaining existing tariffs on Mexico and China, citing their failure to curb the trade in fentanyl and its chemical components. I'm not finding what I want to find here. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
that's fair.
Maybe I could move on to a better topic. I do wish I had some better sources for you here.
No,
but
I appreciate
I
it.
do believe these what I'm saying is mostly true, that we have seen a decline in, at least, maybe not from specifically the southern border, but maybe just overall is what I should have said. Just in general, the border measures, and I think they're just up the ante on their mission to prevent drugs from making their way into the country.
Yep. I mean, that is part of the job of Customs and Border Protection. It's also part of the job of Coast Guard, as it has been since both of their inceptions on that, is to cut down the illegal trafficking of substances into the United States of America.
Yeah, I guess my question would be, are my statements invalid without a proper source?
No, I just don't think that there's anything that we can look at that directly attributes to Donald Trump's policies. And even then,
Gotcha.
again, there's
Okay.
not a specific policy that has even assisted with the problem that we do have in the United States when it comes to overdosing, which is highly unfortunate. It does happen, but
Yeah. Oh, definitely. No, it's a really serious issue. Well, I was under the impression that he had, at the very least, upped the budget for those organizations. I would imagine he's upped the budget for ICE. Maybe not I don't know if that all falls under the defense budget or not. Do you know?
no. So it actually would be the Department of Homeland Security.
Okay.
And it would have had to have been cut out specifically or appropriated by Congress for that. And I don't remember offhand
Okay.
if they have, but I can look up the one big
I
beautiful
don't
bill.
think they.
It's
I almost don't
HR.
remember. I don't remember Congress
Congress.gov.
being involved with it.
They would have been, and I'll just okay.
Meaning,
That
I
didn't
don't know if
download
it
this.
actually went through.
Overdose. Okay, drug. Let's see. Orphans, price negotiations. Let's see. They gave an additional $10 million to, wait, that's for, sorry, no, that's defense oversight.
okay.
1 million, that's for the deployment of military personnel, but that's not anything to do with drugs. It's just more people at the border.
Gotcha.
Let's see. And I'm pulling this up on HR1, which is colloquially known as the one big beautiful bill.
Okay,
Prescription drugs.
What a name,
Prescription
huh?
drugs. Yeah, it's not. It is big, but it's not beautiful, at least in my opinion.
Trump is
Let's
quite the
see.
boisterous individual.
This is just talking about how much is appropriated to Customs and Border Protection for the next 4 years, which was 6.1 billion. Oh wow. Okay. Just talking about cases. Yeah. Nothing really specific about it. It's just saying that they funded border protections. So CBP, sorry. Customs and Border Protection.
Okay. Here's something maybe we could discuss. What do you think of the Lake and Riley apps? I remember hearing about that last year, and I didn't really delve into it much.
Yeah, it was redundant. So we already had there's been existing
sorry.
laws in place since 1996 that if an undocumented or even a documented immigrant commits a violent crime, that they are then subject to deportation after they've served their sentence or after they've been convicted. That's actually always been a law, and that's always been a part of the practice. So it was mostly a redundant law.
Gotcha. Okay, that was funny when you said redundant. I thought you were
That's okay.
referring to my question. I was like, damn.
Oh, no, you're good.
No, no, you're totally fine. Okay. Well, shoot. I guess other than that, yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I think he negotiated some peace deals, maybe for between Israel and Gaza. I might have, like I said, I'm I didn't go to college. I work blue collar. I try to keep
Understood.
up on the news, but I'm here to
Um,
learn, honestly.
yeah, so it's not really a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza because unfortunately, and I do attribute this to both sides are treating it like it's a light switch. So it's off one day, it's on one day, and they just keep flicking it back and forth.
Yeah.
Because Hamas will get close to the yellow line, which due to the destruction within Gaza, the IDF has further pushed into the Gaza Strip past the actual line of Gaza. So they're pretty far into Gaza, past where is actually their borders. And the IDF and their personnel have been told by their leaders, their commanders, going down the chain, I would assume, from Bibi Netanyahu, that any person who steps over that yellow line is killed, KOA, killed on sight. KOS,
Yeah.
I guess that would be. And that's how it has been. We've seen the death of 900 Palestinians in Gaza since the ceasefire was announced. So it doesn't sound like it's much of a
Wow.
ceasefire to me.
I did not know that. Wow, that is
Yep.
wild. I mean, horrible,
Yeah.
but wild. Okay, wow, I didn't know that. Interesting. Well, I think that's all about you're gonna get from me. I'm
Okay.
Thanks for teaching me something.
Oh, actually, I don't know if you know this, and it's so to be clear, it's not law yet. But the committees in the House actually just passed a law that's going to decrease funding to USDA by
Oh no.
$1.1 billion, and that's for the fiscal year budget of 2027, which of course starts in October. So it
Gonna have to stay away from Chipotle, man. Get some cola.
So let's see, where specifically does it affect? So, the bill provides discretionary funding of 26.3 billion, which is 1.1 billion or 4% below the fiscal year of 2026. The bill increases costs for farmers in rural communities by steeply cutting critical investments, including water and waste grants, to help the poorest communities to get safer water services, and slashing the Rural Energy for America, aka REAP, loans in half. It will potentially hurt farmers by cutting the number of federal and local employees who help them access government resources they are promised. So, any person that you would communicate with if you do work at a farm, like you said.
Gotcha.
So,
So Flint,
just
Michigan's never getting clean water.
oof. Yeah, not especially not if they're cutting out any grants that would assist in that,
Yeah.
in making that possible. But yeah,
Yikes.
if you guys want to follow that, it is going to be HR 8685, or sorry, 8646 on congress.gov.
Oh, one last question for you.
What's up?
It's not a serious question. I just how do I find your YouTube channel or your other socials? Because I was on there and then it closed and now I can't find it. I was scrolling
Oh,
reels and I found you.
if you type at the @ mermaid Ari and then the number 0, it should pull me right up. And then the link tree has all of my other social media accounts in the, if you hit more
Boom.
info on this channel, it'll give you all of that.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I see a lot of the live stuff on YouTube and not all of it's that interesting, but you caught my attention. So good job.
Okay, perfect. I hope your farm is successful and it manages to make it through what's happening with the budget cuts in the United
Oh,
States here.
yeah, no, I don't own it, so I mean it's all right either way. But thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
I probably should have let him know he might be a conversation that's posted lately afterwards, because he did elite. I think he did. They do employ him. Yeah. He was nice. I appreciate calls like that. He's got the giggles. You guys are funny. Now, Scott. Oh, hold on. What did Scott say? Trump himself is the reason there is not much action on the Canadian border. Is the upside explanation point at the start correct? Upside down? Yes, it would be. Yes, if you Scott, that was from way at the beginning of the stream. That's hilarious. Thank you. Thank you again, Target it for the 199. Guys, is there any way that we can knock down the daily goal just a little bit more? That would be great if we could at least knock it down by, let's say, bring it down to an even 40. That would be even better if we could do that. So if we can knock it down by 1356, I will be happy. I don't know what that message means, Mia. Oh, wait, I think I might know what that means. Sorry. I think I spoke to you, Hooligan. Thank you. Bird guy said have coffee. I don't drink much coffee, if I'm being honest. Gab, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Caller is playing follow the leader. Boring. They do get that way, Wesley. Drink your water. Stay hydrated, you sentient plants. That's funny. Thank you, Parkers. Hello, Ari from the home of polar ice. I feel like I should know what that means. Thanks for everything you do. Well, thank you, Nicole. Targeted. I'm not gonna put yours on screen because of what you said in there, but thank you for the 199. I appreciate that. That's great.
You're awesome.
JP, if you can't afford it, please don't send it. But says I can't afford it, but I appreciate you. Oh, hi, Mia. JP says hi, Mia. So hi. Let's hold on. We're gonna freak her out for a second.
Hi, JP.
Okay, good. I didn't freak you out, actually. That's good. Hi.
What do you mean? I heard it.
Everyone can hear you. Because I
know I
yoinked
can
you
hear
up.
myself. I have my. Oh,
Oh.
so you want to hear my story?
I don't
I
know,
got-
maybe.
I was bartending, and I got to work with a great, wonderful bartender for 2 nights. Come to find out, the last like 15 minutes of like closing, his
Uh-huh.
girlfriend's like, you know, that's his cousin. He voted for him. I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. It makes so much sense.
Oh, now
So,
that makes more sense.
yeah.
President Dr. Jesus. Wait. So somebody that you've met is Donald Trump's cousin?
Yes.
That can't be real.
I was like, oh, because he said something that would like sent off like spider senses, and I was like, whatever. I just need to get through the rest of the shift. And then he said something else because he was like, you know, people don't get that amount of money. Well,
That's insane. You should interview him.
oh, he's a very nice guy.
No, like you should interview and be like, so what's it like to be cousins with the Trump family? Can you explain that? Ask him if it gives him immunity from tax auditing.
Like he doesn't understand. Like talking to him, I was talking about like the systems that are in place and all that. He's having like a leg up, and you know, having a knowledgeable, quote unquote, knowledgeable cousin can be helpful sometimes.
I guess. That's so weird.
Round wasp. I'm so sorry, Jamie. All right, but hi everyone. Also, I tried to tell you, or I didn't try to tell you, I was gonna request up and let you know that I think it was like 2 callers back. Yo, he was in his feelings from the start. So, okay, bye.
Wait, which one?
The one that couldn't stop, or I mean, they're all men. They never can stop interrupting.
Oh, yeah, the one that can't stop interrupting, which that's like all of them today. Except for the last guy. The last guy was polite, so.
Yeah, he was nice. It was the 40-something-year-old.
The one that went to ad homs like immediately about my tone of voice. He was upsetty spaghetti with you.
Oh yeah. Like he was just like, I just don't see why. And I'm like, okay, first off, I'm not having a conversation with you. I'm trying to screen you. And he goes, well, how old are you since you're gonna ask me? And I was like, do you want to talk to Ari or nah?
That's funny. So he called in already elevated. So when I said I was mirroring Kim, that's exactly what I was doing because he was already elevated. Got it. He was already on that level. Okay. Well, thank you. All right, I'll drop you back down. Thanks. Whee! Yes, I do interrupt people, Abaddon, because I don't know if you realize this, Abaddon, but it's my show. And the difference between me and a lot of the callers is that because this is my show, I know it when somebody is not answering the questions and I have to redirect their thought process back to the question that I asked them. So typically, when I am interrupting someone, I'm either cutting off their misinformation, so their misguided notion of what they believe to be true, or I am trying to stop them from derailing the entire conversation. Things are just so simple, right? it's not about being like, you can't call that being hypocritical. I think that's where you're not understanding the use of that word, is that I ask a direct question and the caller typically, not always, but typically fails to answer the direct question and goes off on a tangent that had nothing to do with what I asked. And so therefore they're derailing the conversation and I will interrupt them to try to get it back on track and actually continue the conversation. So that wouldn't be hypocritical. Babster, sometimes I swear Ari has done this before. I do this a lot. Guys, I'm going to find something really quickly. Bear with me that I wanted to play. And this circles back today because I don't know if you guys realize this, but Elisa, I haven't found anything additional aside from Israel claiming it. I'm not saying I don't believe it because I do believe it.
You're awesome.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, Iran dropped bombardments on Israel today, which I don't think was very smart of them. Polar ice is, oh, Canadian police. I'm sorry, Scott, I forgot about that. But it is important to remember where we came from when it comes to, or where we started, I guess I should say, when it comes to what's happening with Iran and why they have a distaste for the United States. I'm not saying that their government is good in any way, shape, or form. I am just saying, oh, I know why. Log in another way. That it semi-makes sense to a degree. And when we kill the citizens in their country, especially children, we are creating more extremists later on down the line. No, it's... Here we go. And this is just going to be an 8-second one, if I can find the right one. Here we go. You guys might recognize the voice, but we'll put it on here.
More help.
You're high.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Nope.
Price and coverage.
Complete nutrition to AVA.
Prediction that he and his cronies delusionally repeated
Sorry for
again
the
and
ads.
again.
We are on or ahead of schedule in that operation. Expect to conclude it at the appropriate time here in a matter of weeks, not months.
There's just no way that Donald Trump is going to allow this country to get into a multi-year conflict with no clear end in sight and no clear objective.
At the end of the day, they do not have the cards, and they're coming back to the table for a deal.
Iran is just a military operation to me. Iran is something that was essentially largely over in 2 or 3 days.
As we've seen, soon is not coming soon enough, or at least as soon as expected. And even as the US claims a deal is underway, we're reminded that Trump's quick in-and-out Venezuela formula does not work on a country like Iran. How do we know this? Because just over 4 decades ago, the US got involved with a little something called the Iran-Iraq War. Let's take a stroll down memory lane, the kind of stroll Donald Trump should have taken before starting this war. The year was 1980. The Islamic Revolution had just taken place in Iran. The West's beloved Shah had been kicked out of power, and the new hardline supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, was making his own leadership ambitions for the broader Middle East pretty clear. Then along came Saddam Hussein, Iraq's own new dictator, secular dictator, who was eager to assert his own dominance over the region. In September of 1980, he illegally invaded Iran, launching what would soon become an almost decade-long conflict filled with World War I barbaric trench-style warfare, atrocious deaths, and most infamously, horrific chemical weapons attacks. Throughout the war, the US publicly claimed to have a neutral stance, but starting in 1982, the Reagan administration began to quietly provide the Iraqis with intelligence and military support in what was known as the tilt towards Iraq. According to Howard Teicher, who served on Ronald Reagan's National Security Council staff, that tilt happened just as Iran gained the upper hand in the war, causing the US government to fear that Iran would eventually cut through to oil fields in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. Teicher would testify in a 1993 affidavit that it was in that moment, in 1982, that, quote, President Reagan decided that the United States could not afford to allow Iraq to lose the war to Iran. Worst of all, the Reagan administration continued its support for Saddam Hussein even after it had confirmed Iraq was attacking Iranians and their Kurdish allies with chemical weapons. In 1983, the State Department received a memo that stated, quote, "It is important we approach Iraq very soon in order to reduce or halt what now appears to be Iraq's almost daily use of chemical weapons." But, big surprise, the Reagan White House did not take that advice. Because when it comes to the Middle East, getting oil and protecting Israel are apparently all that matters to the US. In fact, after that memo, the Reagan administration became pretty open about their support for Iraq. Reagan's then special envoy, Donald Rumsfeld, even flew out to Baghdad to meet with Saddam, smiling bright for the photo op. Rumsfeld, who of course would later become a key architect of the 2003 war against Iraq, told Saddam at the time that the US shared Iraq's, quote, understanding of the importance of balance in the world, making no mention about the country's illegal use of chemical weapons. 3 months later, in March 1984, when Iran tried to get the United Nations to intervene against Iraq's use of chemical weapons, the US, at the request of Iraq, convinced the UN Security Council to water down its condemnation, issuing a general statement against chemical weapons without mentioning Iraq as the culprit. Then, in April 1984, Reagan issued another national security directive, this time urging the State Department to, quote, prepare a plan of action designed to avert an Iraqi collapse, including indirect security assistance and enhanced intelligence analysis and advice. The US then resumed full diplomatic relations with the country of Iraq in November of that year, with Reagan openly hosting Iraq's foreign minister in the White House, again in public, on camera, for all to see. And let me repeat myself, this was not some small scrimmage the US was supporting. It was one of the deadliest and bloodiest conventional wars in modern history, with Iraq killing an estimated 1 million Iranians and thousands of Kurds during those 8 years with US assistance. Just take a look at the Halabja massacre from March 1988 in the waning days of the war, where Iraq attacked the Kurdish village with poison gas, with bombs, sending an estimated 5,000 civilians, including children, into instant death, leaving 10,000 more blinded, injured, severely debilitated from chemical weapons. Then, 1 month later, in April 1988, there was the Second Battle of Al-Faw, where Iraq retook the peninsula from Iranian forces by deploying an estimated 100 tons of chemical agents, completely razing the town. Behind the scenes, the US was providing Iraq with intelligence showing the location of Iranian troops, even while knowing Iraq would use chemical weapons against them. Retired US Air Force Colonel Rick Francona, who was in Baghdad in 1988, perhaps put it best, telling Foreign Policy magazine in 2013, "The Iraqis never told us that they intended to use nerve gas. They didn't have to. We already knew." This all took place just after Reagan ramped up the pressure on his Secretary of Defense, writing on the side, on the margins of a DIA report, "An Iranian victory is unacceptable." To this day, the US has never apologized for its role in that war. In fact, when the USS Vincennes accidentally shot down an Iranian passenger plane in July 1988 towards the end of the war, killing over 250 Iranians, including over 60 children, then US Vice President George H.W. Bush refused to show even the tiniest bit of remorse.
I'll never apologize for the United States of America. Ever. I don't care what the facts are.
Like father, like son. That same year, 1988, the Reagan White House also went out of its way to oppose legislation that would have sanctioned Iraq, calling it premature and counterproductive. Now, Iran's Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, eventually agreed to a ceasefire in 1988, following almost a decade of fighting, and after recognizing that his country was almost totally isolated on the world stage, receiving little to no international sympathy, even after Saddam's most terrifying chemical weapons attacks. So who was to stop Iraq from committing even more genocidal crimes against Iran? Destruction of Iranian infrastructure. Even then, Ayatollah Khomeini had to be dragged to the negotiating table. Taking this decision was more deadly than taking poison, he said at the time. To me, it would have been more bearable to accept death and martyrdom. Khomeini didn't want to do a ceasefire even after 8 years and being completely isolated. Why would the US have ever believed the new supreme leader, Mujtaba Khamenei, would be willing to do one in just a matter of days or weeks? When it's the US and Israel that are isolated. We should have known this. But here's the problem. Americans have short memories and never seem to learn from history.
Sorry. So that's from Mehdi Unfiltered from Zateo. That's Mehdi Hassan's network. And it's very informative. So it's crazy when you think about it, because these are things that we aren't taught in school at all. That the United States government assisted with financial support of Saddam Hussein in the Iraq-Iran war. They don't teach us this in school. So that's why it's very informative to learn these things, because they hide that stuff from us a lot of the time. All right, we have one more caller, Elizabeth in California.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 56.
Awesome. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What's he done so far to earn your continued support?
He actually responds to you when you reach out, and he's a very attentive as far as getting results if you have a problem. So I really appreciate that.
What local issue has he assisted y'all with?
Well, I got a notice. I was checking my ballot online, and it said it was rejected. And so I reached out to him, and with the next day, he had somebody out there investigating.
Oh, has this been made public?
What do you mean made public? You mean on the news?
Yeah. If they were investigating a local poll location in California, I would assume that's been made public news.
Well, sure. It's been on the news. I mean, I wasn't on the news, but
Yeah, what's the name of the poll location that I guess they're investigating?
It was in Los Angeles.
Okay, so Trump admin investigating Los Angeles poll.
It was the U.S. attorney he sent out.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I did admin. Investigating Los Angeles, California poll locations. Oh. Let's see, where is the claim here? Observe ballot processing activities. So they're just there to observe them as they finish their ballot counting through Tuesday.
Right.
Trump's not there.
Of course not.
Yeah, but they sent an individual, just a singular person, to observe ballot processing activities. Well, maybe not a singular person, but that's all they have been told that they're doing, is just observing somebody processing ballots. Were you given a provisional ballot when you went into the poll booth?
I didn't go into the poll booth. I mailed it in,
Oh, okay.
and I've been sending emails and calling the number, and they're not answering.
Right,
So
because anybody that even outside of California, I know that for them to finish counting all of the mail-in ballots, it takes at minimum 7 days.
yeah, but it's just
And
not
and
just
mail-in
not
ballots are
myself. It's
also
also my
counted
boyfriend.
mail-in ballots are also counted last in
Yeah,
California.
but when I went to track my ballot, it says it was rejected, and to call this phone number or
Did
to
you not
email.
sign it?
Oh, I signed it.
When did you mail it?
I mailed it last week. It was in on time.
Oh, you would have to prove that, or perhaps you just didn't fill out everything accurately as they requested.
Everything was filled out accurately. I know this
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Yeah. The only thing I could say is keep calling them, but again, like ballots get rejected simply because your signature may have changed, or maybe it doesn't look like it was the same as when you signed your driver's license or the last time that you voted by
Totally
mail.
different. Yeah, I
It
thought
could have
about
been
that
that
too.
you actually dropped it off after, let's just say, outside of business hours for USPS on election day, and they don't have to count those after that. So
I
just,
turned it in to the postmaster, and it was
oh, the
stamped.
Postmaster General yourself, you hand it straight to them?
I walked it in.
You handed it straight to the postmaster themselves?
Yep.
Oh, okay. This is great. I
Did
hope
it tell you
I hope
about
your ballot
Iran?
gets counted, or you keep calling them and it gets fixed,
Yeah.
but sounds great. Are they short staffed at that USPS?
No, not at all.
Hey, by chance, you remember when Donald Trump, like when the unfortunate fires were occurring in Los Angeles, well, sorry, not in Los Angeles, but in California last year.
Pacific
Did Donald,
Palisades, right?
yeah, the Palisades, thank you. Did Donald Trump open up a brand new faucet that helped put out
I
those
know he
fires?
came out and he met with Gavin Newsom, and you know, he was assisting in some way.
But he
I
said
don't.
that he opened up like this unused, untouched water in California that put out the fires. Did he do that?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Where would we find, is there a faucet that goes from Washington State and drains into California?
Well, when you say what you mean, there's uh, a thing that flows straight out into the ocean. I know that.
Oh,
But
but not
Washington
California.
State is really about a good 1,000 miles away. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure that the logistically that's not really close.
Oh, well, actually, Donald Trump said that he opened up a faucet from Canada that somehow put out the fires in the Palisades.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh. Oh, I'm glad you think that Trump doesn't make sense.
No, I didn't say that. I said that just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, Donald Trump said it. I can't help you with that one.
Yeah, well, I'd have to look into it. You want to talk about Iran?
Where'd you run to?
I said, do you want to talk about Iran?
Yeah, where did
Oh.
you run to?
Oh, where they run to. So I was 9 years old in the Ayatollah got installed in Iran. And I remember, there was hostages that we had over there, and
Yeah, I know you
it,
were
it-
sitting on hold the entire time I was playing that through. What happened after 1979?
okay. So after well, there was hostages.
Well, actually, we should go back further. What happened in 1953?
I wasn't born then, hun.
You're
Um,
awesome.
Neither was I, but I know history.
in '53, let's see, that was. Let me think about what was going on. Let's see, my dad was in the Korean War, but that didn't happen until like 54, 55, 56, somewhere around there. And he went into the service in '54.
Okay. So in 1953, the United States of America's CIA, in conjunction with MI6, performed a coup on the democratically elected prime minister of Iran in 1953 and ousted him. And then because they were pulling away from Western society with that, they had actually even had a provisional ballot measure that was voted on by the people to dismantle the parliament that they had in Iran, that passed, and that felt like a blemish or like a smack in the face to the United Kingdom. So they overthrew, again, the United States with the United Kingdom overthrew the democratically elected Iranian governments, then installed the Shah, which then became more of a monarchy with the idea that it was going to be passed down to his son. And that's the time between 1953 and 1979 that most people like think of and say that people were free in Iran because, well, women were wearing short skirts,
They
because in the
were.
United States of America, we over sexualize women and we think that being able to wear short skirts somehow equates to freedom. But they were actually oppressed during that time. He was kowtowing to the Western civilization and not actually assisting the population. He was in it to make money, and that's what he was doing, and that's why he escaped during the Islamic Revolution of 1979. Is it a good thing that they took hostages? No. Is it a good thing that the hostages were released? Yes. Is it a good thing everything that happened afterwards, where the United States government actually funded Saddam Hussein in the Iraq-Iran war? No, that's not a good thing. We funded an 8-year war. We had the vice president of the United States meet with Saddam Hussein. There are pictures of it. We shot down a commercial airliner and killed 206 people, including children, on a flight. And the man that fired that shot the plane out of the sky was given a medal. I don't care about your opinions when it comes to Iran if you can't acknowledge the atrocities that the United States has committed on that country or to their citizen
100%.
population. Okay, you can.
100%.
Do you acknowledge that the United States is responsible for the death of at least 120 schoolgirls in Manab?
Now, that morning that it happened, I was actually online, and we had like video, and there wasn't that many, and it was a misfire from the IRGC.
How did the IRGC get a hold of a Tomahawk missile?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Ma'am, it was a Tomahawk missile that was pulled from the debris. We've seen the label. It was actually made in 2014 by Raytheon, which is the exact company that makes Tomahawks. And are you aware of the United States policy when it comes to selling Tomahawk missiles?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. It has to be approved directly by the United States government and the State Department before we can sell it. And right now, we've only sold it to 3 countries in total, with one more that has a purchase order in but has not delivered. Technically, only 2 have received them. My bad. The United Kingdom and France. Japan has them on order and they're approved to buy them, but they don't have them yet. So there's only 3 countries in the entire world that has Tomahawk missiles. It's the United States, the United Kingdom, and France. And also, if they somehow stole a Tomahawk missile, how did they get the ability or the system to fire it? Because it's very specific. You can't just fire it off of any ballistic shot. And the school was hit not once but twice with the GPS guided Tomahawk missile.
Okay.
Can you acknowledge that the United States is at fault of it? Yes or no?
Well, sure. If that's, I'm not going to be, I believe you, because France and the UK wasn't there.
They were not.
No, the only other thing that could have happened is, Israel got a hold of it. Don't know.
Israel's not approved for Tomahawk missiles, nor are they approved to have the system that would have the capacity to file Tomahawks.
Okay. The other possibility would be that because the UK and France are kind of on the side of the IRGC. So that's a possibility too. So that would explain.
The United Kingdom and France are on the side of the.
Yes, they are.
Prove that.
Yes, they are.
Prove that.
They're also not on the side of America. So
Prove that they're on the side of the IRGC, please.
neither is, and the Pope is on the side of the IRGC.
No, the Pope is on the side of humanity. As much as
Okay,
I
well, the
think the
Pope was very
Catholic religion is dumb, he's on the side of humanity.
Insensitive.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
what?
I mean,
I'm sorry, what? The
IR
Pope what?
The IRGC. the
Are you Catholic, by the
IRGC
way? Are you Catholic?
Yes, I am.
Then you're doing a disgrace to your religion,
Oh, no,
and you
no, I'm
should.
not.
No,
No, I'm
you
not.
should know. No, I'm
No,
sorry. The Catholic religion literally teaches that the Pope's
Are you
word is
Catholic?
law. Are you
Are you
familiar? No, I grew up in a
Okay, so
Catholic
you don't have
family.
any
I grew up in a
experience with it. You don't
ma'am,
have really
ma'am.
talk on that
I actually
subject.
do know more about it than you. I grew up in a Catholic family. I absolutely know that the Pope's word is the end all be all when it comes to the Catholic religion. Like, and the fact that you put Trump above the Pope is actually deplorable. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't know what Catholic church you went to, but they didn't teach you right. Even I've been inside of a Catholic church. Guys, if you want to know, the real way to lose interest in a religion is to actually go to church and listen to the stuff that they say. And unless you're telling me that Jesus is okay with the death of 120 schoolgirls, please tell me where the Pope is wrong.
The Pope is pro-abortion.
No, he's not. He
Yes,
believes
he
that
is.
he's not. He
stands
believes that.
beside.
Why do I have to correct people on what the Pope says? The Pope believes that a woman that receives an abortion should be forgiven. Also, Exodus. Are you familiar with your Bible?
Am
Are
I
you
what?
familiar with your Bible?
Uh,
Exodus 21 verses 22 through 25. Are you familiar with Exodus?
go ahead.
No, are you familiar with Exodus? Are you familiar with the book of Exodus?
Well, just go ahead.
This is a yes or no question. Are you familiar with the book of Exodus?
If I hear it, I will
Oh,
know.
okay.
I'm
I'll
not that
refresh everyone's memory. So in the book of Exodus, that's actually God handing out his laws, his shorter commandments. It's his laws that he's handing out to At the time, it would have been the Israelites, right? But it's not just for people that practice Judaism, because if we look at Matthew's 5, verses 17 through 21, where Jesus says, I've come not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it, and the law lives until heaven and earth and hell all disintegrate and are no more. So when it comes to Exodus 21, verses 22 through 25, it's explicitly talking about what to do if a man is fighting, if two men are fighting, and one man hits the pregnant woman and causes the fetus to abort or miscarry, causes her to miscarry. And this is the only mention, by the way, anything, well, second to only mention anything close to what be considered an abortion in the Bible, is that the only thing that the family is awarded for the loss of a fetus is a monetary value, because according to God, a fetus is property. If you look at Numbers 5, verses 11 through 31, it actually explicitly gives a recipe on how to cause an abortion or a miscarriage. The Bible does not believe nor support the ideology that you have that abortion is murder. And so therefore, when somebody could say that they are pro-abortion, which is still the wrong terminology, it would be pro-choice, because are you telling me that the Pope is telling women to go out and get abortions?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, that would be the only way that somebody would be pro-abortion, is by telling people to go out and get an abortion. He teaches forgiveness, ma'am, which is inherent within the Bible, right? Because you ask for forgiveness and then you repent. Those two are in conjunction. In order to receive forgiveness from God, you're still wrong on your pro-life stance, ma'am. In order to receive forgiveness from God, you have to repent for your sins and try not to repeat them ever again. And that actually requires a constant effort. Ma'am, you are not a good Catholic if you are not following the words of your Pope. If you follow Donald Trump and you agree with Donald Trump, you are also not a good Catholic. Why would you support somebody that depicts himself as Jesus Christ? That is blasphemy. I'm sure you also bought the Trump Bible, which would also be blasphemous. I don't understand what's wrong with people that do these kinds of things. If you put somebody like Trump above your Lord, your God, then you are committing blasphemy and you are not a good religious person. You're not even familiar with the book of Exodus, and then what also goes in conjunction with that with Matthew's 5. And absolutely, ma'am, you are required to follow the laws in the books of Exodus that as they are written, because Jesus did not abolish the laws. The laws live on past him and until the end of time. Until the world itself is over and it has ended. So no, ma'am, abortion is not murder. No, ma'am, abortion is allowed per the Bible that gives a whole recipe in Numbers 5. If you committed infidelity, you can be put in front of a priest with the bitter waters and caused to have an abortion in front of a priest. Literally says, causes your womb to swell and be barren. This is not difficult. And if you support Donald Trump, and let's just say the tactics of his immigration policy, then you are also going against your own religion, going against the Pope. You are hollow when it comes to being a Catholic. You are Catholic in name only. You do not actually practice the faith. It seems that you've also forgotten the sheep and the goat parable. That's also in Matthew's. I feel as though you should go back and read that. If I remember correctly offhand, it's Matthew's 25, verses 31 through 45. You need to go back and refresh your memory. You are not a true Catholic. And I hope that you wake up from your sins, you ask for forgiveness, and you repent. I beseech you in the name of the Lord. Actually, let me play this real quick. I have a good one for this. Hold on. We love this one. Do-da-do-da-do-da.
I love the Lord.
Yeah. But we'll remind everyone of this too.
How quickly you forget your Bible. Your Bible. How quickly you forget your Bible.
All right, you're not a good Catholic. Have a great day, ma'am. Anyways. Sorry about that, guys. I know it is also my jam. Well, guys, we didn't touch the goal again, not even once. I do appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much, Scott, for the 2. I think I meet Donnie's diaper supplier. Oh gosh, that's gross. He said it was a pretty shitty job. That's funny. What part of LA? He was never going to say what part. She's just lying entirely. Just to clarify, it is 5 countries with Tomahawks: US, UK, Australia. Netherlands hasn't purchased them yet. They're on the approved list. Japan is, yeah, they're both approved, ready for purchase. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Forgot about Australia. Thank you. My bad. It's not France, it's Australia. So that would have been funny for her to try to say that Australia was working with the IRGC. But I appreciate the correction, Moose. Thank you so much. That's okay, Gauntry. Well, there's not a lot of y'all left here in YouTube, but I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Special, all the time, special shout out to Monica. You know I love her. Okay. If you are new here and you haven't already hit that follow or that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. And let's send you guys... Oh, that's not the right one. There. Walter says Republicans are never Christian. I agree. They don't actually, well, not all, but the majority of Republicans as we see them today, they don't actually practice the Christian values that they're asked to espouse. So that is definitely true. So there we go, Walter. Thank you.